thousands of newly revealed text messages show former White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows kept in contact with a lot of people. For example, Donald Trump's family, Republican lawmakers, conservative media figures, conspiracy theorists, and this is all between the November 2020 election and Biden's inauguration. So now that's an important period of time. So now of the 2,319 text messages CNN had obtained between Meadows and various figures in Trump's orbit, some of them belong to Marjorie Taylor Greene. Now, it's interesting because they kind of shed a little bit of light into what she's actually thinking. So now Greene had helped plan the congressional objections to Biden's certification, of course, and has spread, of course, conspiracies about Biden not winning the election, allegedly. And so, yes, she's talked about the big lie. She's also talked about Antifa being actually the people that were at the January 6th Capitol insurrection. Now, it turns out that during January 6th, she was among numerous other Trump allies who pleaded, begged the president to call them off. Now wait a minute. Hold on. Okay. So let me just read this text here. Mark, I was just told there's an active shooter on the first floor of the Capitol. Please tell the president to calm people. Texted Greene at 2:28 p.m. as the January 6th insurrection raged. This isn't the way to solve anything. Oh, now wait a minute. She's right. It isn't the way to solve anything. So wait, Marjorie Taylor Greene saying, please, Mr. President, please call them off. Call out the mob. But wait, you're going to see her text the next day, which kind of counteracts that. But first, it's important to note that she was scared. No doubt about it. That's a fear text. Oh my God, there's an active shooter. Well, obviously you would be afraid. I don't blame anybody there for being afraid. And I do remember people that were ragging on Democratic politicians, for example, for being incredibly afraid during this time. And so, yeah, I get it. I would be afraid too. I think anybody in that situation, and again, a lot of the Republicans that have come out later, or I should say since, and we're like, oh, they were just tourists, and they weren't really all that harmful. I mean, they were looking at the art. We had one guy that was just, singing the songs of his people and defending the muffins. No, totally fine. Why are you going after them? No, on that day, they were scared shitless. And so they were helping barricade doors. Completely dishonest people. And Marjorie Taylor Greene, of course, one of them. Later on, she texted Meadows at 3:52 p.m. that day, saying, Mark, we don't think these attackers are our people. We think they're, get ready for it, Antifa, dressed like Trump supporters. We think. Was there any thought there? I don't think there was any thought involved in this. But again, you don't have to have thought when you're so deep into your own bullshit. Again, the whole thing was she could not wrap her head around the idea that she helped incite her own side into doing an insurrection, a violent insurrection at the Capitol. And that's what it is. Remember, in their minds, we're the perfect angels. We do nothing wrong. We are patriotism personified. We have never done wrong. We will never do wrong. And everything that we do that you might consider wrong is actually right because we're doing it, well, we're doing it for America. And you just don't understand because you're not patriotic. And of course, they were never there to attack me. No. They were only there to attack the government of which I am a part of. Oh, no. Oh, no. Like a lot of things, I don't think she thought that through, her arguments. Now, also in true Marjorie Taylor Greene fashion, the next day, Greene sent an apology that she had failed. Quote, yesterday was a terrible day, Greene texted on January 7th, 2021. We tried everything we could in our objection to the 6 states. I'm sorry nothing worked. I don't think that President Trump caused the attack on the Capitol. Really? It's not his fault. Absolutely no excuse, and I fully denounce all of it. But after shutdowns all year and a stolen election, people are saying that they have no other choice. So if she had just kept it at absolutely no excuse and I fully denounce it, would have been fine. Except that did not happen. Because she comes out and says, look, there's no excuse, but lockdowns, stolen election. Well, those sound like excuses, Marjorie. What are you doing? I mean, they had no other choice, but I totally 100% denounce it, even though I agree with them and their frustrations, because they're my frustrations too. Yeah, okay. Sure. We got it. Other text messages show that Greene had been deeply involved in the fight to keep Trump in office despite his loss. In fact, here's what she said, texted Meadows on January 17th. In a private chat with only members, several are saying the only way to save our republic is for Trump to call for martial law. And she, of course, spells it wrong. Martial law. So, wait, I mean, declaring martial law is, it's very serious. Okay? And here she is advocating for military takeover, essentially. And the suspension of freedom because her guy lost the election. That's insane. Now, of course, she also added, well, I don't know on those things. I just wanted you to tell him. They stole this election. We all know they will destroy our country next. Please tell them to declassify as much as possible so we can go after Biden and anyone else. Declassify what exactly? What is she even talking about? You got to do, Trump, you understand, you got to declassify everything. What are you talking? What is there that's classified? If you think there was something on Biden that had been classified, don't you think that Donald Trump would have actually used it in the election against Joe Biden? I mean, this is insanity. Really? Don't you think they would have used it during the campaign if they had something on Biden? Oh, but can you imagine Donald Trump like, oh man, this is some juicy stuff on Joe Biden. Real juicy. Oh my God. Oh, we could use this. Oh, but you know what? It's classified. I can't. Damn. Oh, this would have been really good, but I can't do it. I can't. No. Of course he would have used it. What does she think? What did she think was classified? No, look, what I get from these texts, it does show that Marjorie Taylor Greene, I mean, I've said it before, she buys her own bullshit. She really does. I mean, look, it's not an act fully. I'm really, convinced that she is not at. She does believe all this stuff, and that she is able to go through these mental gymnastics in order to make it work. And believe me, there's a lot of gymnastics going on here. Okay, what she is the epitome of the modern Trump voter, willing and able to push facts and reason and logic aside, even in the face of massive evidence. Again, there was no evidence that it was Antifa or Black Lives Matter at the Capitol that day. In fact, all of these people were Donald Trump supporters. They had live streamed themselves, and in court filings have been like, yeah, it was Donald Trump. In fact, Donald Trump had incited me, and I realize how part of that is to save their own ass, to blame Donald Trump. But also, you just look at the stuff that Donald Trump had been saying, and not just Donald Trump, but of course, Rudy Giuliani, Mo Brooks, Steve Bannon, all these different people that were absolutely encouraging violence and any other action to try to forestall Biden being Biden being certified as president. Those are your boys and girls. Those are your people. not anyone else's. And you have to face the fact that you had a role in inciting this. And this is what the court case against Marjorie Taylor Greene and her running for re-election, trying to bar her from running for re-election, is really all about. And I showed you some of that. And by the way, when presented with her tweets and videos, she's like, I don't know. I don't remember. I can't recall. I don't think that I said that. And you know why? CNN article says that I said that. How do you know if that's really true? Attacking the messenger, complete and utter deflections as usual. And of course, it comes down to the whole mindset of I'm right, you're wrong, facts don't matter because I don't trust who is delivering those facts. And this is exactly the reason people like her are so dangerous in the long term. That they can sit there and lie and lie and lie and then incite violence when it suits them. It just shows who they really are.